Howdy again, my friends. I am back, and it's not for your evening readings either. I did something that I rarely ever do. I cooked breakfast today. After my first two videos, I cooked breakfast. And since I so rarely ever do it, I took a picture of it, and it's going to be the thumbprint picture for this video. Uh, Nothing fancy, just bacon, eggs, sausage, and biscuits. And on the biscuits, I had some homemade, home canned cranberry habanero pepper jelly that I made last winter. And that stuff is good. Just a plain breakfast, but I hardly ever cook breakfast, and I just decided to today, so I did. So you get to see it after a while. I'm going to read some more to you from Psalms. I read the first 10 chapters to you already. So we are starting with Psalm number 11. This is a psalm of David. It says, "In the Lord I put my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bow, they make ready their arrow upon the string, that they may privily shoot at the upright in heart. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness, his countenance doth behold the upright. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth, for the faithful fell from among the children of men. They speak vanity, every one with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak. The Lord shall cut off all flattering lips, and the tongue that speaketh proud things. Who have said with their tongue, we shall prevail, our lips are our own, who is Lord over us? Y'all. We don't ever want to go there, I guarantee you that. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Thou shalt keep them, O Lord. Thou shalt preserve them from this generation forever. The wicked walk on every side, when the vilest men are exalted. And friends, don't we see that today? It's everywhere, all over the world. Especially here. I see it here a lot. I bet you do too, wherever you're at. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Oh, this is Psalm 13. It's another Psalm of David. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord? Forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? I feel that way a lot, and I bet you do too. And David was one of God's favorite people. David was the man after God's own heart. And I'm not like David, but I am after God's heart too. I love the Lord so much. But if David, who is so close to the Lord, can feel this way, I reckon any of us can feel this way. And I do often. And I even pray some of David's prayers to God. How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord, forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long shall mine enemy be exalted over me? I have asked God those same exact questions. Consider and hear me, O Lord, my God. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest mine enemy say, I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. And friends, if you're a true Christian, if you are truly saved, we too will rejoice in our salvation. It doesn't matter what the world throws at us. We may not like it. It may be uncomfortable. It may cause us to grumble and groan, but our salvation cannot be lost. We will have victory in our salvation. That's not commentary, that's just bald-headed redneck talk. And it's truth. Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Lighten mine eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death. Lest mine enemies say, I have prevailed against him, and those that trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in thy mercy. My heart shall rejoice in thy salvation. I will sing unto the Lord, because he has dealt bountifully with me. Psalm 14, another Psalm of David. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. And I am dealing with one of them right now, y'all, and goodness, y'all pray for me and pray for that person. Those people are hard to deal with. They need Jesus, but they won't admit it. They think they can do everything by themselves, and everything by themselves is getting all messed up, worse and worse. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. I bet he's having a hard time finding them now. They are all gone aside. They are altogether become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Lord? There were they in great fear, for God is in the generation of the righteous. Ye have shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel were come out of Zion, when the Lord bringeth back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice, and Israel shall be glad. Oh, and y'all, I changed shirts from this morning. The one this morning it was a warm shirt, but this one is a lot warmer, and I don't want to crank my heat up high, so I got on a warmer shirt. So I'm not as purty as I was this morning, but I'm still purty and warm. Actually, I'm hot now. I need to turn the heat down some. All right, Psalm 15, another Psalm of David. Lord, who shall abide in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell in thy holy hill? He that walketh uprightly, and walketh righteousness, and speaketh the truth, in his heart. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, but he honoureth them that fear the Lord. He that sweareth to his own hurt and changeth not, he that putteth not out his money to usury, nor taketh reward against the innocent, he that doeth these things shall never be moved. Bam, y'all. That was a good short psalm. Next is Psalm 16, which is another psalm of David. Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. That is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, a 12-word verse that you need to memorize. And if you're like me, you probably need to say it like 100 times a day. Preserve me, O God, for in thee do I put my trust. We need to put all of our trust in God for everything, all day long, every day, now till we go home. And home ain't here on earth. O my soul, thou hast said unto the Lord, Thou art my God. My goodness extendeth not to thee, but to the saints that are in the earth, and to the excellent, in whom is all my delight. Their sorrows shall be multiplied that hasten after another God, God with a little g. Their drink offerings of blood will I not offer, nor take up their names into my lips. The Lord is the portion of mine inheritance, and of my cup thou maintainest my lot. The lines are fallen unto me in pleasant places. Yea, I have a goodly inheritance. Amen, and bam to that, y'all. I will bless the Lord, who hath given me counsel. My reins also instruct me in the night seasons. I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved. And that's how we should be, friends. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I used to let everything move me. Goodness gracious. Get a little problem pop up and everything made it worse. That was because of what I was doing, not because of God. I learned stuff the hard way. I'm hard-headed and stubborn at times, but God has changed me. God is still working on me. And I thank him for who he has made me into today. I was always a good person, but I wasn't always following God. I used to run from God. I used to try to run from God. It's impossible to run from God, but I used to try. Anyway, let me carry on. From the wicked that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who encompass me about. They are enclosed in their own fat, with their mouth they speak proudly. They have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to the earth. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, and as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. That's a good prayer there. I never prayed that one before. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. I don't think I got enough boldness to ask God to disappoint somebody or cast them down. I love people too much, even those that are not nice to me. I couldn't pray that prayer. not right now. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. And that was the end of that psalm. Now we go to Psalm 18, which is another psalm of David. And the introduction to this one says, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spake unto the Lord the words of this song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all of his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, and this is it, verse 1 of chapter 18. I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, and whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from mine enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. In my distress I called upon the Lord, and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken, because he was wroth. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and fire out of his mouth devoured. Coals were kindled by it. He bowed the heavens also, and came down, and darkness was under his feet. And he rode up on a cherub, and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coals of fire. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. Yea, he sent out his arrows and scattered them, and he shot out lightnings and discomfited them. Then the channels of waters were seen, that the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke. O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters. He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and I did not put away his statutes from me. I was also upright before him, and I kept myself from mine iniquity. Therefore hath the Lord recompensed me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his eyesight. With the merciful thou wilt show thyself merciful. With an upright man thou wilt show thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt show thyself pure. And with the froward thou wilt show thyself froward, for thou wilt save the afflicted people, but will bring down high looks. For thou wilt light my candle, the Lord my God will enlighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my God have I leaped over a wall. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? Or who is a rock save our God? It is God that girdeth me with strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand hath holden me up, and thy gentleness hath made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, that my feet did not slip. I have pursued mine enemies and overtaken them, neither did I turn again till they were consumed. I have wounded them that they were not able to rise. They are fallen under my feet, for thou hast girded me with strength unto the battle. Thou hast subdued under me those that rose up against me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I might destroy them that hate me. They cried, but there was none to save them, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them small as the dust before the wind. I did cast them out as the dirt in the streets. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and let the God of my salvation be exalted. It is God that avengeth me, and subdueth the people under me. He delivereth me from mine enemies. Yea, thou liftest me up above those that rise up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. Therefore will I give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen, and sing praises unto thy name. Great deliverance hath he given to his king, and showeth mercy to his anointed, to David and to his seed forevermore. Bam, y'all. That was a good message that David gave to God after God saved him. It was a long one. That was 50 verses long in that chapter. All right, chapter 19 of Psalm, another Psalm of David. The heavens declare the glory of God. Bam, y'all. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. That is spot on. I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of years ago this was written, but it's still true and applicable today. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than of gold, yea, much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servants also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. And y'all, being presumptuous is something we need to never be or become. That is a prayer I used to pray a lot, and I think I am to the point now I don't have to pray it anymore, but he's got a good point there. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me, then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. That is a good prayer right there. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, what does your heart think about? Be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. All right, Psalm 20, which is another Psalm of David. The Lord hear thee in the day of trouble. The name of God, the name of the God of Jacob defend thee. And the God of Jacob is the only true God. Send thee help from the sanctuary and strengthen thee out of Zion. Remember all thy offerings and accept thy burnt sacrifice. Selah. Grant thee according to thine own heart and fulfill all thy counsel. We will rejoice in thy salvation, and in the name of our God we will set up our banners, and the Lord fulfill all thy petitions. Now know I that the Lord saveth his anointed. He will hear him from his holy heaven with the saving strength of his right hand. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we will remember the name of the Lord our God. They are brought down and fallen, but we are risen and stand upright. Save, O Lord, let the King hear us when we call. All right, y'all, that was the 20th chapter of Psalms. I'm done for now, and I'm planning on being back in a few hours for your evening Bible reading. I love this. I love reading the Bible. I could sit here and read the Bible all day if my voice would hold up. But I think y'all seriously get tired. But when I read the Bible, I'm not just reading words. I'm reading God's mind. The Holy Spirit is interpreting for me, and it is sweet, sweet stuff. I love it. We're not promised a rose garden. David didn't have a rose garden. Paul didn't have a rose garden. No strong Christian has a rose garden. But we are promised eternal life in heaven with God. And that's more than bueno. Love y'all. Talk to you later.